The afternoon rush was beginning across downtown Chicago when Daniel Brooks stepped into the glass headquarters of Carter Global. He adjusted his tie, checked the time on his phone, and glanced at a picture of his 8-year-old daughter, Mia. The photo was his reminder of why he worked so hard. Daniel had been a personal executive assistant to Billionaire Olivia Carter for nearly 3 years. He managed her schedule, prepared meeting documents, coordinated travel, and handled confidential business matters. He had earned a reputation as one of the company's most dependable employees, but lately something had changed. Olivia had begun giving him tasks that had nothing to do with his job. Daniel, pick up my dry cleaning. Daniel, return this dress. Daniel, take my car to the dealership. At first, Daniel accepted the request without complaint. He understood that working for a billionaire came with unusual demands, but the errands became constant. That afternoon, Daniel was preparing documents for an important acquisition meeting when Olivia called him into her office. Daniel, I need you to pick something up. He entered carrying a tablet. What do you need my dry cleaning? Daniel glanced at the clock. I have the Henderson meeting in 30 minutes. The presentation files still need to be finalized. Olivia barely looked up from her phone. Then finish them when you get back. Daniel took a breath. Would it be possible for someone else to handle the cleaning? This meeting is important. Olivia finally looked at him. Are you refusing no? I'm saying I have responsibilities that need attention. She frowned. You're my assistant. Your job is to make my life easier. Daniel nodded. I understand. He took the garment bag and left. He drove across the city, collected the clothing, and returned to the office just as the executives arrived for the meeting. When Daniel entered the conference room, Olivia looked at the garment bag in his hand and laughed. There he is. Several executives turned. My most reliable employee, Olivia said sarcastically. He can run $1 billion schedule and still find time to be my personal errand boy. A few people laughed nervously. Daniel said nothing. He placed the garment bag on a nearby chair. Olivia continued honestly. What would I do without my little helper? Something inside Daniel finally snapped. He turned toward her. I'm not your maid. Stop mocking me. Silence filled the room. The executive stared at him. Olivia's expression froze. Daniel continued, keeping his voice calm. I've worked hard for this company. I've never refused legitimate work. But I won't stand here while you humiliate me, because you have money and power. Olivia looked stunned. Daniel picked up his tablet. If you want to fire me, that's your decision. But I deserve basic respect. He turned toward the door. Nobody moved. Daniel walked out, expecting his career to end that afternoon. He didn't know that his words would force Olivia to confront something she had ignored for years. The next morning, Daniel Brooks arrived at Carter Global expecting the worst. He had barely slept, replaying the previous afternoon in his mind. He knew he had spoken too sharply to Olivia, but he still believed he had been right to defend himself. As he entered the executive floor, Olivia's assistant approached him. Miss Carter wants to see you. Daniel nodded. He walked into Olivia's office and found her standing beside the window. There were no angry executives, no security guards, and no termination papers on the desk. Sit down, Daniel, Olivia said. Daniel sat cautiously. Olivia remained standing for a moment before finally taking her chair. I owe you an apology. Daniel looked surprised. I wasn't expecting that, I know. Olivia replied, that's part of the problem. She admitted that she had become accustomed to people saying yes to everything because of her wealth and position. She had stopped noticing when her requests crossed professional boundaries. You were right, she said. You aren't my maid, Daniel nodded. I wasn't trying to disrespect you. I just needed you to understand that. I understand now. Olivia opened a folder. I also reviewed your work history. Daniel looked at the documents. His performance evaluations were excellent. He had improved scheduling systems, helped coordinate major acquisitions, and saved the company significant amounts of money. You've been doing far more than an assistant's job, Olivia said. Daniel looked up. What are you saying? I want to promote you? She offered him the position of executive, operations manager with a higher salary, better hours and authority over several departments. Daniel was stunned. Why me? Because you earned it. Daniel considered the offer. I'll accept, but I want one condition. Olivia raised an eyebrow. What condition? Respect shouldn't depend on someone's position. If you expect me to lead people, I need to know they'll be treated properly. Olivia smiled, agreed. Over the next several months, Daniel helped transform the company's workplace culture. Employees were no longer expected to handle unnecessary, personal errands for executives. Managers were encouraged to listen to their teams, and employees received greater flexibility. When family responsibilities required attention, Daniel became one of Olivia's most trusted executives. One afternoon, Olivia found him preparing a presentation. While a picture of Mia sat beside his computer, "You really are a good father," she said. Daniel smiled. "She's my reason for working hard." Olivia nodded. "I think that's what I forgot. Everyone here has a reason for working hard." Daniel looked at her. "And sometimes they just need to be treated like people." Olivia smiled. "Exactly." Months later, during a company-wide meeting, Olivia publicly praised Daniel. "He reminded me that leadership isn't about making people serve you." She told the employees it's about earning their respect. Daniel stood quietly in the crowd. He never wanted revenge or special treatment. He simply wanted dignity, and by speaking up that afternoon, the single father had not only changed his own future, he had helped change an entire company.